right, take a look at the Saker Cordless Buffer Polisher. Cool. So whenever you're waxing or polishing a car, it can get quite messy, so they gave you this little apron to put on. You don't have to worry about getting that mess all over your clothes. It's actually kind of cool. Got an instruction manual. We got a sanding pad. This is a hook and loop style, and it is 2,000 grit, so it is a fairly fine grit, and this is 6 inches. Then we got our polishing pad. We got another polishing pad. This one has peaks and valleys, so depending on your application, you can use whichever one you want. These are all hook and loop style on the back. We got our wool material pad. This is kind of cool. So we got just a bunch of little covers. Nice. So what these can be good for is you can throw this on top of a sponge material like this, and you could use this just as it is, or you could use this in conjunction with that. And that way, if you're using it for polishing or for waxing, and you want to use different styles of chemicals, you can have this on there and you don't have to worry about cross-contaminating with the other chemicals. So very cool. I like that. We have a handful of these, so that's very cool. And here is the polisher. So you can see how that thing kind of vibrates around. What that means is this is actually a random orbit polisher. So that's very important, because what that means, if this thing just spun in a circle, you could get swirl marks. But because this thing actually moves on a spin as well as a rotational axis, that will make each scratch run into another scratch, so you're not going to have that swirl pattern. So it's going to look like a nice clean buffed surface when you're done. So that's cool. We got a nice rubberized handle here. We got our speed control. Looks like it goes up to a 6, down to a 1. And then our on-off switch on the top. We also have a nice grip here on the front. As far as polishes go, this is the only style I really like, just because it makes it much easier to do a large surface. So if you're going to be polishing your whole car, you want to really have a grip like this. It just makes it much more comfortable. And then it looks like it uses a triangle style battery in the back. So there it is. You can see it is a 2-contact. They even have it labeled plus, minus, and T. It is a 2 amp at 12 volts, and the charging port is right there on the back. Then the charger says it is a 100 to 240 volts, so it'd be good for international or domestic. And it charges at 600 milliamps at 12 volts. That's cool. So you can see that orbit on there. So that's pretty awesome. So let's see about cleaning up this edge. That works quick. Check that out. That is awesome. I also have to say, one thing I really like about this, it's not that loud. Like, most sanders are excruciatingly loud. This thing is actually borderline quiet. That's pretty cool. So overall, that is a very nice tool.